Are you a business owner or employee who needs to network but is terrified of walking into a room full of people you don't know? Are you afraid of being left out of conversations or being awkward in the conversations you do have? Your tour guide, Faithann, is here to walk alongside you through the networking terrain, offering tips and tricks to network with ease. She'll also bring insightful interviews with successful business owners who have used networking to expand their businesses. Building relationships is the heart of networking, and generosity is the cruise ship that will navigate you toward those important relationships for your business or career. Grab your sunscreen and suitcase. Faithann is ready. Are you?
Hello there, and welcome to the Networkers Tour Guide podcast. I'm glad you found the show. Networking is providing opportunities for others that they would not have except for you, so that you have standing to ask for opportunities from people when you need them. How do we create opportunities for others, and how do we ask for those same opportunities? Well, that's what this podcast is all about. It's what I'm here for. Let's dive into episode 35. Welcome, Mendy, to the Networkers Tour Guide podcast. I'm so glad you said yes to being on the show.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. And of course, we met through networking many years ago at a Mix and Mingle in Oklahoma City. And at the time, one of my main goals was to start emailing my clients, window cleaning clients, in some kind of newsletter format, completely lost as to even how to do it. All of the software out there can be overwhelming. And you had mentioned something about how you could help with that. And so we met, and we've been working together for a long time, haven't we?
Yeah, I think it's going on almost 4 years.
Yeah. And it has been wonderful. And I sing Mindy's praises wherever I go, either online or virtual. I'm always trying to, get more clients for you because you do such a great job. So tell the listeners the name of your business and what you do for clients.
So, name of my business is the Honeydew Checklist. It was officially launched in 2020. So at this point, basically the services I provide, I do a lot of bookkeeping services, primarily for solo entrepreneurs, maybe micro companies with people with maybe a few contractors, few payroll people. I do a lot of business education. So I love being able to go into rooms and educate people. And that depends. That varies on a lot of different topics, anywhere from just how to launch your business to time management, to accounting 101. So a lot of classes there. And then I do have a few clients that I still provide virtual assistant services for, like you. Just basically handling all the back office support that's required in order to run a business. And I say this all the time. I mean, as a business owner, being able to hand that kind of stuff off so you can be in front of people is more productive for you. So, so I provide those services also.
Right. And what do you think is the biggest fear people have if they are wearing all the hats? They've been wearing all the hats for so long, and they're working so hard. And let's say the bookkeeping, what's the biggest fear you're finding yourself having to overcome to let someone take over that very important task that you can do more efficiently, more effectively, quicker than they can? But what's the rub that they don't want to give up?
It's a few things. Actually, the number one is they have a hard time, letting go. That's probably the biggest piece. These are our babies. I mean, we have built these with blood, sweat, and tears. And letting someone else come into your business and play, have a certain piece of that, it's hard to relinquish that control. So it's also that piece. When it comes down primarily to the accounting services, and I say this all the time, money is vulnerable. Money is an intimate subject. Money is the driving force in our companies. And people are not comfortable letting that go to someone unless they really feel comfortable with them. So that's primarily the three reasons. One, they just don't want to let go of control. Two, they don't think someone can handle it as well as they do. Or three, it's an intimate part of their business and they don't want other people seeing it.
Yeah. Do you think that there might also be some embarrassment, like, if they feel like they should be farther along and maybe they're embarrassed for somebody to see how much money they're actually making?
Maybe so. I'm a people person, right? And I mean, you've worked with me for years, so
Right.
I don't experience that. I mean, I sat down with someone last year. She's been in business for 15 years. And she's been, duct taping, honestly, her accounting for years. And, that's not what I do and it's not my skill set. And so when we sat down and had a conversation last week, she said, I sat down and worked with the CPA and they charged me $300. I got more information from you in the last 30 minutes on what needs to be happening in my business than I did from them, and it was free of charge because it was a meet and greet. I think it's just about how you present yourself to other people. Right, I want to be an advocate for other companies. I want to make sure that you're comfortable and that you're happy and that your stuff is putting you in the best position moving forward to grow your business.
Right. And that's what I've experienced. And you're just such a great partner in that. And, like we can term vendor, but vendor just seems so cold to describe you. Like just really a partner. And one of the reasons why I was so excited to talk to you also is to
Mhm,
share how you treat your clients. You do the
mhm,
nice job of this, and
mhm,
I wrote a tour on my blog at the networkerstourguide.net early on. And the title of it was called Take Care of the Underdogs, or it is
mhm,
called Take Care of the Underdogs.
mhm,
So here's what I'm thinking, or what I thought at the time. We always think that, we have our vendors. We're going to hire person X and we're going to hire person Y, and we have all the power.
mm, mhm,
So we can treat them however we want because, they're
mhm.
working for us. And I've come to realize that that is not true.
No,
Because
it's not.
when you make pivots in your business,
Uh-huh.
who are always the first people to go?
Right. Those people that are difficult and maybe not even difficult, but maybe the scope is different than what you originally started with, or maybe it's bad communication. I mean, consistently I ask and ask and ask and I don't get responses. So what it ends up doing is it puts me behind, right? Because then at some point, more than likely, you're going to send me all the stuff that I've been asking for months. And so then it just makes it harder on me to do my job effectively, which in turns, right, slows me down. So
Hmm.
but there's so many pieces to that, who you work with. And I think it changes as we grow our business. People that I'm taking at this point, I never would have taken them 2 years ago, and vice versa. Just because where I'm at in my business is different. The kind of clients I'm looking for is different. The niche I'm looking for is different. And I think as we all grow and move forward in our companies, that happens, right? We change what we do, who we serve, who we want to take, what we want to do. And so I think we just eventually pivot into a different section every year, probably.
If you have a vendor that you really, really like, the key would be, I would think, is to take care of them. They're
Absolutely.
your underdogs. They want to succeed. They're helping you succeed by
Yes.
taking the things off of your plate that you can't handle or you don't feel like you need to handle anymore. So you
Mhm,
can't be treating them all willy nilly, or
mhm,
even this air of you work for me. You can't treat them
mhm,
that way. And so every time, Mindy, you send me an email like, I need XYZ, and I'm like, man, I got to get this to Mindy. I got to. I don't know. You keep everything straight for me, especially in the accounting side.
mhm.
And so the last thing I want to do is frustrate you.
Well, and I was just going to say, like, I want to be an advocate. I want to be an advocate for you. And yes, vendor is such a ew, weird name, but for me, when I take on a client, I mean, I'm looking for a partnership. I want to grow with that company. I want to advocate for you. I want to promote you. I want all of it. I mean, this is hard. And if you're going to surround yourself with people, make sure that you're surrounding yourself with the people that you want to help grow, and advocate for and promote, and because all of that matters. And if we can all help each other, that's what we want to do.
Exactly. And that's such a current recurring theme I've found on the podcast is the people that, I felt comfortable inviting, they all have that attitude as we all grow together. We lift each other up. And you also do something so wonderful, better than all of my other vendors, is you send little gifts in the mail
Mhm.
to me. I love it. And you send things like emery boards and
Mhm.
glasses cleaners and
Mhm.
coasters and things. What made you first start wanting to do that for your clients?
Side note, all that stuff that you guys get is from small businesses, full circle. So
Right.
for me, I think one of the biggest things that people struggle with when it comes to owning a business is this is a very lonely job. And I mean, a lot of us have talked about that it's lonely owning a small business. And at the end of the day, people want to be seen. And by sending those gifts, people are seen. And
Mm.
so it's something that small, but when I get stuff, I mean, I feel seen and loved and appreciated. And I want my customers to feel that too. It matters that you are trusting me. It matters that you are giving over a piece of your company to me. And I want you to know how much that matters because I know it matters. There are 50 people that do what I do, and I understand that. And the fact that you have chose me and you stay with me matters, so it's just my way of just letting them know I see you and I appreciate you and I'm here to support you.
That's definitely the feeling that I get. Do you ruminate a lot on like, well, what if they don't like this? Or is it an easy choice? Like, what am I going to give them this time? Or do you have a system for these gifts, or is it spontaneous, or how does it work?
No, I mean, and I think people, this is what I have figured out is people put way too much thought into it. They put way too much effort into it. And this is something I did last year. I went literally Dollar Tree. I got some cards, little thank you cards. They had some plant flower seeds. I think they were 10 cents. And I went and I sat down and wrote letters and I told everyone, I hope your business blooms as much as these flowers.
Mm.
And I spent, I don't know, 75 cents per person to do it. I mean, maybe $1 with the stamp, maybe $1.25. And I sent that to all my clients. And the feedback I received was amazing because, again, one, they felt seen. I don't know how many people were like, oh my gosh, my children saw this and we went and we're going to plant those this weekend.
Mm.
I mean, don't make it complicated. You don't have to go out and spend hundreds of dollars on swag for your business. It just needs to be something simple. Again, it's about pouring your heart into it. They don't care. They don't care if it's $1. They don't care if it's $10. They don't care if it's $50. They don't care because at the end of the day, that's not what it's about, right? You get a handwritten card. That's what matters. The fact that I took time out of my day, I went and bought something, I sent it to you. And that's that is what it's about. So like, yeah, get out of your head, people. Just did it. I mean, it's May. You guys are about to get more gifts because I try to do it at least twice a year, sometimes 3 times a year. But yeah, you have to stay in front again. Stay in front of people.
Mm-hmm.
Customer retention is about staying in front of people. And you send me money, but I need to send you something to let you know that I'm still here and I'm here to support you.
Right.
And that's the piece that people forget. People forget that piece where, and I mean, I do this in my presentations. Only 13% of your customers stay with you. You want to
Mm.
know why? Because they don't see you.
Mm.
They don't even know you're there,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, how are you going to stay in front of them enough where they think of you, right? They don't want to leave you. You're a consistent part of their business. That's where you have to get, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the piece. So, if you can do that and stay in front of them, it matters.
Hi, listeners. Do you struggle when it comes time to deliver your introduction or pitch at your networking meetings? Faithann has put together the 8 tips she uses to make her introduction stand out when she networks. And now you can use them too. Imagine walking into your next event with confidence, knowing exactly how to stand out so people actually remember you. These tips are designed to spark your creativity so you can bring more personality, energy, and originality into your introduction, helping you feel more confident and making it easier for people to connect with you. Grab your free copy of 8 Ways to Make Your Introduction Stand Out by clicking the link in the show notes and download it today.
Yeah, and that's also why emailing an email campaign of some sort is really important. Sometimes we'll just have people, our window cleaning clients, they'll just reply to an email that we sent 8 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
But they know, they may not remember what the name of my company is, but they know I sent something. And so they just go in their search bar and type window. And there it is. And so then hey, can we get on the schedule? And so being in front, staying top of mind in a real genuine way with that extra step that you take is really appreciated. I mean, I'm telling you, as a client, it stands out. And your consistent service, I mean, I just don't ever have to bug you for stuff, which I think even in the accounting field that you're in, sometimes that's pretty common. It's a common complaint is, I'm asking my accountant to get this stuff together. I've been asking for months. It's, here we are into June and I'm asking for April stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that never happens with you. So I appreciate that.
Well, you are very welcome. As I say, I don't come with breaks. I'm always on it. So
yeah, you are, man. You're like, I need that, Faithann. I need that. I gotta get that to Mendy. Yeah. Okay. So, listener, what Mendy's telling us is let's not overcomplicate, simple gestures that let our clients know that we care about them. And in so doing, it's only going to benefit you as well, because you're going to retain that client. Let's not take client retention for granted. Just because they hire you 2 years ago doesn't mean you're going to be lifelong partners. So it helps. And then one more final thing. Well, I've got a question to ask you. So in this article, Take Care of the Underdogs, that I wrote, one of the things that I thought would also be helpful for people to know is as they are growing, would it be safe to say that it's probably not a good idea to hire a new website developer and a virtual assistant and a new bookkeeper all really close together, especially if you've never hired out, because you're going to learn your style of communication and they're going to have to learn how you communicate. And if you try and hire too many all in one gap, it might get a little overwhelming.
It can absolutely get overwhelming. And you nailed it on the head. For me, it's about communication. So everyone communicates differently. So you have to build that relationship enough where you understand them and they understand you. And every single piece that you add on requires different communication. I mean, I have a social media team, and at this point, I've worked with them almost for a year. At this point, it's clockwork. I don't hardly, right? They send me stuff. I might have 2 or 3 changes, but they know who I am. They know my voice. They know my brand. They know what I want to put out in the world. And they do it and I approve it and make a few changes and we're done, right? But that relationship takes time. I mean, it took probably 6 months before we were actually, because I'm like, oh, I want this on every post and oh, make sure we do this and right. I mean, and they don't know how would they know, right? So, and every customer is different. So they're experiencing that on their end too. So, something when I first start, working with someone virtually is I try to have consistent meetings within the first month because again, it's, you have to build that relationship. You also have to set some boundaries, right? I mean, there's a lot of pieces that go into that first month. So, but I always want to make sure I'm available and hey, let's high level, do you have any questions? Is there anything you want to address? What do you want done differently? And so all those questions matter. But again, showing up matters, if you're not, that they see you showing up, they see you communicating with them consistently, and that all matters. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, absolutely I would not be taking everyone on it within 1 month. Definitely splitting that up a little bit for sure to help them.
Right. Well, this has been so much fun. Before I let you go, I always ask each guest 2 questions. And since we met networking and you network quite a bit, what do you like to see when you network?
I really like to see um, some of my favorite networking to attend. Maybe I can start there. Some of my favorite networking to attend is something with an education piece. I can go sit in a room with 50 people and we can do a 30-second, elevator pitch. Great. But I really enjoy the education piece because what I have figured out is that tends to tell me who I need to get in front of before the other stuff. Because depending on what questions they're asking or how that room is taking it or those pieces, I can normally tell when people are having an interactive conversation like this, who are the people that I need to talk to more, because I can pretty much tell they're depending on how they're answering questions or what kind of questions they're asking, if they're the kind of person that I want to talk to.
That's really interesting. I mean, learning, like, really getting really good at reading people. And what's the one thing that you're really looking for in somebody that tells you, yep, I want to work with that person, or I want either on either side, either become a customer or serve them as a vendor?
What I'm looking for in them?
Yeah, like when you're evaluating and you're listening, what's one thing that's like, ooh, I need to talk to that person. She or he would be a good client for me.
2 things. 1, how they communicate, and 2, when I sit down and I do a consult, maybe a meet and greet, maybe a possible customer, the 2 things I listen for in my calls are the way that they communicate and how they communicate where they are in their business. Because I have some people and they'll say, well, I'm not doing this and I'm not doing this, or I don't have any money, or I mean, people will give you signs in that call. And so I can automatically tell, okay, more than likely working with them is probably going to be a little bit more difficult, right? Versus someone who's more organized and has everything together. No, I'm not saying that, I'm not going to, but you can tell a lot in that 30-minute call, a little bit more where they're at, where they're at in their business, are they prepared, are they ready, I mean, and depending on some phone calls, I automatically know when I have to say, look, this is a partnership, right? If I go and I email and there's no response, that's not good for me or you. If you don't have the time to truly sit down and make this an integral part of your business, then you don't need to be doing it, because you're going to waste your time and your money because you're going to be paying me, and you're going to waste my time because I'm not going to get what I need from you in order to support you the way I need to.
Mm-hmm.
So those are a few things I get every call.
Okay. Yeah. Are you an ideal client for me or
Absolutely.
not? Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. What do you not like to see when you network?
I'm community. I'm a community-based kind of girl. I am community over competition every single day. There is plenty to go around that I very much live in the what is meant for me is going to come to me, and what isn't meant for me is going to go where it's supposed to go. I have to be very confident in that, and I know what I do. I know what I provide. I know the level of service I provide. So I don't really ever worry about what I'm going to provide for somebody. I think the piece when I sit down in networking, what I see consistently is there is this rub of, oh gosh, there's 10 people in here. Sometimes you get in the same industry. So I think it's just, it's making sure that we're actually building the community in the right way, making sure that there are plenty of us to go around. There are plenty of customers to go around. Make sure, do specify how you stand out. I mean, what makes you different.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like I don't do politics well. So I just want us to all be one happy family. So, and unfortunately that not every networking event is scheduled like that.
Right. Yeah. Politics is just not a good idea to bring into a group because you have no idea. where people are coming from. So it's best to keep it about, supporting each other.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, where can people find you online?
Online, website is honeydew-checklist.com. Socials are honeydew checklist, all one word. So that's on Facebook and Instagram. So yeah, go follow me. If there's any way I can support you, here to help.
Well, thank you so much, Mendy, for coming onto the show. And listener, as you are serving your clients, consider doing small things for them, sending them small gifts, and know that that simple thing can be something that makes your clients feel seen and feel important, like Mendy does. Thanks again, Mendy.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
You've been listening to the Networkers Tour Guide podcast with Faithann Basor. Share this episode with a friend and be sure to come back next week for more networking tips and tricks from the Networkers Tour Guide.